Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello everyone and welcome. Oh, I just realized the scoreline is still on the board. My bad. Hey, that was a fucking good watch along right there. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello everyone and welcome to This Is Football. Welcome to another recap show. I felt like there was just too much drama and action today for us to just like skip past it. So we're not going to skip past it. We're actually going to talk about it. So big up to every single one of you guys. Big up to everyone who's tuned in right now. We're giving you 2 recap shows. You have this one and then you have Al Ahwa tomorrow at 9. So it's going to be one hell of a 24 hours, specifically given the fact that Liverpool won. Inshallah, tomorrow's show, we're going to absolutely kick ass on it. So, yeah, this is going to be one hell of a show, ladies and gentlemen. So, whether you're watching this right now or on the replay, please don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to This Is Football if you're yet to do so. Every single person watching us right now or on the replay, please slap the like button. Please subscribe to This Is Football and keep getting involved in the chat. Keep letting me know your opinions because there is definitely a whole lot for us to talk about. So let me introduce today's panelists. First of all, he's currently in second place, right behind Liverpool. Absolutely smashed Burnley by 5-0. And the one guy that actually belongs next to me on the top row, we should make a bottom row for the next 3. Actually, no, one of them is a nice guy. So joining us on the channel is, of course, look, okay. Today we put people's faces on a thumbnail. And I realize why putting people's faces is a problem when they pull out. Guys, I just want to say something. Brandon is not Dow, did it? But let's see if he's going to be moving like a super sub like Trossard or he's going to be moving like Nketiah. We're about to find out. I like Brandon is in the building. How are you doing, Brandon?
You better apologise to the chat, Hussam. I look nothing like they old. They thought they was getting delusion level 1000. Instead, they got a realist on the channel. So big up. But yeah, you're right. I deserve to be on the top row next to you. It's been far too long, my friend. And we need to start doing this more often, especially when City lose. No, they didn't lose, but they dropped points, and then Spurs losing as well. All that chest has deflated, Hussam. All that chest at the beginning of the season. Oh, we're going to win the league. Do me a favour. Do me a favour. Staffy's already in the chat. Brandon looks tanned on the thumbnail.
Oh my lord, big up, man, big up. Everyone knows Brandon's a realist. I'm about to put his channel in the description as well. I'll get Vel to use Brandon's face instead of Dawood. We're gonna Photoshop his ass out of here. Joining us on the channel as well is a man who did his job for both me and Brandon today, despite his fraudulent self saying on the terrace, I would rather City win because no one gives a fuck about City. It's 2024, brother. Joining me on the channel is the man that's actually surfing in the winter, but I realized something 2 days ago. It was actually colder in Jordan than it was in London. Global warming is real, people. You get me? Don't use cardboard straws, because all these celebrities that use cardboard straws ending up flying on personal jets that ruin the atmosphere even way worse than a cardboard straw or your Prius can do. So just saying. Man, like Andrew is in the building. How are you doing, Andrew?
Yeah, I'm sort of in a state of shock because I was planning to do 4 hours of how Chelsea got ripped apart by City. Because let's face it, I believe any Chelsea fan that thought we were going to get a positive result today, you had a heavy dose of opium. Do you know what I mean? But listen, that's why football's the greatest sport, right? Unpredictability. So, you know what? Hold that to all the City fans. That's all I say. Hold that. I don't care. I'll take a point.
Speaking of
City all the time.
Yeah. City fans, this is the perfect segue. Man, like Vator the elevator. I don't even see him. I think this is some green screen shit. You know, this guy is so shameless. I used to call him Hamza from the north. It's actually he's so shameless. It's actually Hamza is Vator of England at this point. Like, he's just so fucking shameless beyond measure. And the fact that he has this in the background, I'm about to literally full screen him, tells you all you need to know. Yes, Vator. Happy with your entrance?
Yeah, let's get it. Thanks for having me on the show and calling me Hamza from the north. Listen,
No, I called Hamza Vator from England. That's a compliment, no?
No, we're two different people. What Hamza does is I can't match that. He's quality. One of the greatest things to YouTube. And what I do is a little different. But thanks for having me on today. I'm gonna get you guys. You guys.
And last but not least, Jan Vertonghen is on the channel himself, ladies and gentlemen. It's absolutely insane. As you guys help us grow, as we grow together as a channel, we get the opportunity to invite celebrities on. And it's not just everyone else who can get footballers on. I can get footballers on too. I have pull, So joining us on the channel is the man, the myth, the legend. Jan Vertonghen makes his return to This Is Football. How you doing, Jan?
Yeah, look, I'm happy with Jan, but a lot of people start calling me Lo Celso, so I think I'll take the Jan. It's good to be back on the channel. It's a bit bad under circumstances where Spurs get whooped by Wolves. Yeah, thanks for that. It's going to be a tough show, but we'll get through it. It's fine. I'll come out swinging. It's fine. It's all good. It's all good. Thanks for having me back on, man. I appreciate it.
All is welcome, Jan. Anyway, look, big up to all of you guys. Look, there's 400 people in here. We ain't even started yet. I'm about to plug all these lovely guys' channels in the descriptions. Spam. You guys have two choices. I want to see which club you just hate more. You can either spam 115 or the wolf emoji. Your choice. Big up all the people as well who joined us from the Footy Judge Mo channel. So big up to you guys for the raid. Make sure as you walk in, before Andrew actually starts bullying you guys, because this Andrew guy, make no mistake, he will bully you into liking the video. So make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys are subscribing to This Is Football if you're yet to do so. Everyone right now, slap the like button, subscribe. 500 people in here. Let's get to 200 likes ASAP. Let's keep pushing this show. Share the video everywhere. I'm going to go to the 2 super chats quickly before I get started. Thank you, Chelsea. Poch clutch when it matters. Facts. I dare Andrew say one bad word about Poch today, because I'm about to just destroy his argument. Big up to Randy again, who says, what a win for Arsenal. Martinelli and Kai Havertz on fire. Arsenal hitting form on the right part of the season. It'll be an exciting title race for sure. I'll just give you a quick story before I actually get started. So people just putting 115 and Wolves at the same time, they're just like basically fuck both. Okay, no problem, fuck both. I'm here for it. I'm like, yo guys, you have a choice. You do one of them, and they're just doing both. They're like, fuck off, Osama. We're just gonna do both. Just gonna do 115 and the wolf emoji. Big up. Just to give you a quick story before we actually get started with the show. Yes, 2 days ago, I got a message. I'm like, Sam, you're not doing the Arsenal Burnley watch along? I'm like, are you fucking insane? You think Burnley are going to get something against Arsenal? When I think City are going to drop points or Arsenal going to drop points, at least I use like a important opposition. I'm supposed to think they're going to go to Burnley, who play possession football and attack, that Burnley are going to get something. The only reason I was disappointed is I predicted 4-0 on my predictions show. I was this close to getting 3 points. I ended up getting 1 point. Fuck's sake. But...
Do you know we were at Sad? I was on Sad's channel yesterday doing a preview, and he even left it to the last thing. He said, should we even bother? And we all just went 4-0 and then moved on to the next game. They didn't even bother. It's the most predictable scoreline this season, I think, ever.
Yeah, fact.
Or this weekend.
You know what was unpredictable? Your club going to the Etihad and getting a point. So that's how we're gonna start the stream, really? You guys. Big up Randy, my brother, for the super chat, all the way from New Zealand as well. So yalla, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, man. Like, I actually think we need to start with Andrew, Loki, because he's the one who done the shocking thing. So we'll let Andrew start, and then we'll go to Vator before we open the floor up. Man, like Andrew,
let's hear it.
Surf us through the result, brother.
Yes. Listen, total shock result for me, and performance-wise, given just this whole entire season. Now, people say we play better against the bigger sides. Okay, but I still didn't have the confidence of going to the Etihad and getting anything. Like I said, the Vator's already heard this, and the biggest compliment I can give them, going to the Etihad now is like going to the Old Trafford under Ferguson days, or going to like Pep in the new camp for me. If you get something, that's the bonus. You take it, whatever. So if you offered me a point at the start of the game, I would have taken it. Now, looking at the game as a whole, we should have been at least 2 goals up by half-time, I think. Nicholas Jackson, although he played a part, he got the assist, should have definitely put us up 1-0 up. The Sterling one, I think, would have been offside, the first one, but he still miscontrolled it. And the second half, up until the substitutions, I think we were okay. And that's where I won't really get onto Poch in terms of the subs, because I don't believe we had the midfield replacements to do anything. Like, if we had a fit Lavia, I would have brought him on. It would have been perfect for him to come on. I will say this. I thought going to a back 3 for the last 20 minutes or a back 5, let them come on to us a bit more. But then again, Hassam, I think what we restricted City to in the end was what Liverpool get accused of with Trent, when they say he spams crosses in. In the end, although they did score.
Oh, that is true. That's actually a good point. Yep, that's a good point.
It was mostly getting out.
They were literally just spamming crosses. That's actually a very good point.
Now, on another day, Haaland takes one of those chances. I've got to admit that, right? He does take one of those chances on another day, and we may be talking about a totally different scoreline. But
where does this humility come from? On another day, Jackson scores twice.
No, but that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. I think.
Fucking Gallagher scores. Nkunku scores. Oh, look, it's 7-1 to Chelsea.
I think what we did is, I think if we actually stayed on Rodri a bit more, I think we win that game. I think if we don't go a bit deeper, I think we win that game. I think even if we win it 1-0, I think we come out with 3 points. So I'm pleased with a point, but actually I think we could have done more after looking at the game, because I've looked at the game since the Terrace, and I think we could have done more. I really do. And, Edison, Vator said it on Terrace, that save Edison made in the second half, I think, keeps City in it, if I'm being honest with you. Because if they go 2-0 down then, the way the game was playing, they might have pulled one back, but I don't know if they get a second one. Do you know what I mean? It's like that. So that save really is the crucial part of the game at all. And listen, I think I said it yesterday in Sal's channel. I said you can look at all the fixtures and say, oh yeah, they might drop points there, they might drop points there. I don't think these 3 teams should look at the big games, like the biggest games. For us, people might say it's still a big game, but we're in 10th. Do you know what I mean? Most people didn't predict us to drop points. For City to drop points, because our record against City away is not very good, and it shouldn't be for any team. So this time I'm pleased with it. I think we can take this now to the cup final, and hopefully Liverpool got played Luton midweek as well, and hopefully I don't want any long-term injuries for the guys, but just injuries for the cup final to keep them out, and I'll be fine. And we can go on and do something. But
wow,
listen, it's a great boost, confidence boost for us that we went up there. We didn't scrap a 1-1 draw, something like that. We actually did enough to gain points today. So that's what I'm pleased with. Hopefully Poch learns from this and keeps doing this, instead of reverting back to type. But it was a good performance overall, And I thought let me just big up a few people that in my fan base get a few unjust criticism. I thought Disasi was awesome today. I thought Gusto was very good. In the first half, I think Doku got past him a couple of times, but I think in the second half it was very rarely that he got past. Colwell played well. Even Chilwell played well. So an overall good performance. I just wish we were a bit more clinical up front. That was all. That was all. But I don't blame that on Poch. Set us up to get there. Set us up. Poch. All Poch needs to do is set us up to get to goal, and it's up to the front players to finish. That's what I don't blame him for. But anyway, yeah, I'll hand it over to Vator.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. Hamza just called me. My bad. Go ahead, Vator.
No, it's all good.
No, I swear to you, I'm not even lying. I was actually on a call with Hamza. I swear to you. Actually was. Go on, Vator.
Okay, so listen. Typical fashion, as a City fan and us as a fan base, we're a humble bunch. So I'm going to say credit to Chelsea.
Have you met Hamza?
Yeah. Of course. Hamza's one of them. He's humble. Sometimes you get him riled up, so he acts out of character. But for the most part, we're a humble bunch. And I want to say credit to Chelsea. Credit to the performances from a few key players. Like you mentioned, Disasi probably played the game of his life today in terms of being consistent for the full 90 minutes. Credit to Gallagher, because I think the energy that he showed in that midfield made it really difficult for us.
Yeah.
And again, it's coming back to
He
bite.
was Gala Dog, not Gala Dog. He was Gala
Yeah,
Dog.
Gala Dog. It was Gala Dog.
Dog.
Yeah, it was Gala Dog.
And it's coming back to bite us for the second time. But Cole Palmer and Sterling, two former City players, I think were really impactful in that game, and obviously Sterling getting that goal. So now that that's out of the way, I'm going to address a few players. Because Surfer, you said on a different day, a different performance, it would have been a different result. That's exactly how I'm looking at my team as well. I'm looking at, I'm looking at if I got Haaland and not Haaland's version of Nunez today, I'm actually winning that game. You know what I mean? So he didn't have his shooting
goals against Brentford this season, 2. Haaland goals against Brentford, 0. Just saying. There you are.
Why do you have to react to stuff? Are you trying to tell me that Nunez
Bro,
is
you ain't
scorer
to
now?
slander me. Focus on your team, not being able to beat the team that I beat 4-1 in my own backyard.
Okay.
With Connor Bradley.
Let's talk about that.
My team and I still won. Exactly.
Let's talk about that, because I want to say Liverpool were able to beat Chelsea 4-1. I was only able to get a draw at home. And the thing is, I'm seeing, and Chelsea fans need to calm themselves down. They need to understand what's happening. Their manager's learning. The manager's learning what the players can do and can't do. Didn't make the same mistake that he did playing against Liverpool. The way he set up against us today was compact, congested, and resolute. They made life difficult the entire time. So let's relax with this Poch out. But again, it's you guys are the fan base. You do what you want to do. But on a different day, Surfer, like you said, if I had Haaland at least putting those on target, I think it's a different story. Maybe a deflection, maybe a bounce back to another teammate, and we score. But Haaland was off.
The header's the one. I think the header's
the headers for sure. The headers for sure.
Right, yeah.
And again, I don't make excuses. You see what's behind me. Don't rely on refs. I don't rely on refs. But in this case as well, Haaland in particular, I just learned this after doing a review with my other City fans. He actually lost his grandma this week. So it's been a case where he's playing under the difficult circumstances. But again, you're on the pitch. You're still expected to deliver. I'm gonna criticism of City.
That's why he moved the camera away at the end as well. Maybe he was feeling it in that moment.
Oh right.
I don't. Yeah, he didn't want it on his face.
The cameraman was like fully like this close to him. He just moved it away.
He didn't. Yeah, he didn't want any of that. So, I got some criticism of the players because it was a difficult game. A difficult game because of how Poch set you guys up. And Chelsea, again, listen, no, I don't mean to trigger this, but it's a label that I give to Chelsea. They're the pride of London. All right. So despite where you're ranked, despite the standings, you're still Chelsea, 2-time UCL champions. You've won the league before. Listen, despite your standings, you're a difficult side. All right. So I give credit to how you set up against us today. Why are you laughing? Am I saying anything wrong?
No,
I'm not trying to be a comedian, but if it's making you guys laugh, hit that like button. Now, this game, I'm looking at how we responded after playing midweek. And this is why I'm not freaking out. I'm not stressing. You guys would say, Vator, you should be growing more platinums. You should be raging out here. I'm like, no, because I played midweek. I see how it kind of affected the players. Copenhagen, no disrespect, but we should have comfortably beat them, but they made the game difficult. And I rate them because they gave United a tough go in the group stages. So they're no carpets, they're no walking mats, but they played us. I had Silva coming up injured. I had Knox on Foden. I had Knox on KDB. Like, they made that game tough. So to respond and play against a Chelsea team that were ready for it, I'm going to be like, listen, I'm going to take this draw. I'm going to have to make sure that I don't respond with a drop in performance. But I also know Liverpool, Arsenal are going to be playing congested fixtures as well. And if this can happen to City, as deep as you guys say my squad is, as quality as you say my players are, I don't think you guys match that in terms of depth or quality. So let's see how you guys have to bounce back with a difficult back-to-back, maybe 2 games in close succession, and we go from there. I never expected to go perfect. I never expected.
Are you actually using fixture congestion when I'm in the Carabao Cup final and in the FA Cup and in the Europa League? There you are.
And Copenhagen as well. I mean, seriously, what are we doing here?
No.
And Copenhagen, like, how far away is Denmark from England? Like, what, a 1 hour fucking flight? Like,
A couple of hours at most. Seriously.
Yeah.
It's the Champions League. What are we saying? Come on, it's not Europa. It's Champions
really?
League.
So be honest right now, Vator. At the start of the competition, did you expect Copenhagen to go through? Be real. Probably not.
No,
right?
but what does that matter?
Man United, and most people went Man United and Bayern. Man United second, Bayern first, etc. Right?
Right.
So Copenhagen, are they a Champions League club in the knockouts because they're amazing?
No, you're not going to get me to disrespect Champions League. You've won it 6 times. What are you doing here? You know how difficult it is. So I'm not going to downplay any oppositions. What's happening here? Copenhagen, they came out of the group stages. They slapped up United. Of course, I'm going to give them rating.
I understand what you're saying, Vator. I'm just saying, when you say Champions League level opposition, it's not like you played Inter or Bayern or Atletico and then you've played Chelsea. Respectively, you've played Copenhagen, who are a championship level Champions League team.
See, you're being disrespectful. But see, I don't know. As a City fan, and we're a humble fan base, I don't ever want to get so arrogant to then dismiss Champions League groups knockout stages opponents. I'm not going to do that.
It seems like Vator's channeling Hamza and deflecting everything that's being thrown at him tonight. It's on deflection mode. It looks like he's doing.
No, I'm not. I'm trying to speak of the difficulties of what my club had this week. Now, I'm just saying this. I'm saying I'd never.
Okay, can I honestly say something, Vator? Sorry to interrupt you again.
No,
I'm gonna be dead serious.
Yeah,
100% honest right now. No agendas. January 7th, Arsenal away. January 10th, Fulham. January 21st, Bournemouth away. January 24th, Fulham away. January 28th, Norwich. January 31st, Chelsea. February 4th, Arsenal. February 10th, Burnley. Today, February 10th, Burnley, by the way. Today, Brentford. Wednesday, Luton. Sunday, Carabao Cup final. Wednesday, FA Cup 5th round. Sunday, Nottingham Forest. You want to talk about fixture congestion? You want to know about my club? Jota injured today. Curtis Jones injured today. Alisson injured today. Yeah, there you are. See how if I play your game, it's even sadder. Because I went to Brent. Which is the tougher game? Chelsea at home or Brentford away? No agenda. Brentford away.
Why?
It's a tougher game than Chelsea at home.
Why?
Because we slapped Chelsea 4-1. That's why we slapped them. No Salah, no Van Dijk, no Szoboszlai, and we slapped them 4-1.
So because you slapped them, I'm now playing a lesser opponent? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Brentford away, you beat them 3-1. Arsenal won in the last second against them. And with Tony, because you know that's a different test with Tony, it has been a difficult test for everyone to go there.
Okay, this is how I know you don't listen to what I say. And when Hussam says, okay, listen.
By the way, Van Dijk.
No. Surfer, don't do this. Don't do this. When you guys say, listen, no Vator, no agendas, you're coming with an agenda, because what I said was the reason why I'm calm and I'm not freaking out and I'm not growing more platinums is because I expected to not to be perfect. I expected to drop points. And with the fixture congestion, I expect the same of you guys. I wasn't trying to downplay anything. I'm saying, Hussam, you said this.
And that's why Alan said you're deflecting. This ain't about us, guys. This is about you, Habibi. Brandon won 5-0. I won 4-1. We good, brother.
No, I know you're good, but I just had a draw, and I'm still calm because you guys still have congestion moving forward. Are you expected to go perfect? No. Is Brandon expected to go perfect?
From now to City, yes. I give you a straightforward answer, and I'm sure Brandon will give you the same answer, yes.
You two are going perfect until you play City.
I'm expecting to beat Luton at home. I'm expecting to beat Chelsea in the final. I'm expecting to beat Southampton in the 5th round, and I'm expecting to beat Forest. There you are. 5 games. I'm expecting from them.
Okay. So now, nice and calmly, if you don't win, you get a draw. Are you freaking out? No, neither of you would be freaking out or stressing.
Am I freaking out? No. Brandon probably would, because he's in a bit stickier situation.
Okay. All right. Well, you can understand
No. Vator, I actually give a genuine answer. The reason you want to know the reason why I wouldn't freak out, and you're gonna know why it's a fair answer, is because City come to Anfield. That's why I wouldn't freak out.
Okay. All right. That's fair. You're consistent in terms of not freaking out, because you didn't freak out after suffering the loss to Arsenal. But the point that I'm trying to make is I'm calm with this. And you wouldn't freak out if you drop points. I'm not freaking out after dropping points to Chelsea.
No, I understand. I understand.
Okay.
Let
And
me
I'm
just read
not
the
the
super chat before we let Brandon and Alan as well chime in. And you bunch of fucking frauds. There's 800 people in here. We ain't even on 200 likes yet. What the fuck is this, guys? Guys, what is this? Guys, Surfer will absolutely bully every single one of you guys. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button.
I will literally do. I know people are going to find IP addresses. I will literally visit your doorsteps.
Come on, man.
You know what I mean? I will.
Come on. Let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes up.
Get the likes up.
It's free. Big up to Sheik, who says, big up the Middle Eastern Prince with biceps. Hey, shout out Savage. Who's also 6'1". Had your back, Osama. Now your friends trying to time me out. You ain't about to do the Qatar thing. But, my brother, I don't know who timed you out. Let me know who timed you out so I will unmod them. There you are. There you are. So I'm saying let me know who I timed you out so I can unmod them, and this is what you do. There you are. There you are. Typical Sheik behavior. Never trust a Mank. Never trust a Man United fan. Never. Styles makes fights. I could swear I was watching Spurs Chelsea. The amount of space City left. Gallagher and Gusto were top. And I want to let Brandon and Alan speak. I'm actually going to give my thoughts on the game last because it's actually not going to be agenda driven at all. But there's one thing that I think there is an agenda against everyone other than City in, which I will discuss now. But I want to let the guys land on it first. So Brenton and Alan chiming in on that. But I did say Pochettino, he has been to the Etihad and he's gotten a draw before. So it's not like that's why the Chelsea fans are just like potch out. I'm like, bro, come on, like.
I've got nothing. There. I've got nothing apart from going to a back three. That's all I've got. And probably I think we did that too early. I think we should have done it a bit later, like 80th minute onwards, something like that. But I also think...
Okay, but I'll tell you something right now, Surfer. You want to know? I don't want to start a Poch debate already, and I'm fine.
No, I'm not.
All I'm going to say is, I've spoken to your fan base. I know what they're like. Had you kept all these offensive players on the pitch, and then they scored 2 goals against you, and you end up losing 2-1, they'd have been like, why didn't he go to a 5 at the back and defend?
I want to caveat what I just said is that, but I also think he was restricted because we didn't have proper midfield replacements. Do you know what I mean? So he had, he was caught in a catch-22 situation. You get to the 80th minute and 86 minutes, City scored a deflected goal.
I think the mistake that Poch made was the players that he took off. He left you with no outlet. You had no Jackson, no Sterling, no Palmer, no outlet at all. So it was easy for City to just come onto you. But in terms of the game, from my perspective, if I'm Man City, I am a little bit worried. If I'm a Man City fan, because this isn't just one game, by the way, and I explained this on the Football Terrace earlier, right? Man City give up chances. Like Chelsea should have been 2 or 3 goals up in that first half, easy, yeah. And there was good money for it as well. I know Haaland missed chances that you wouldn't expect Haaland to miss, but that Sterling chance. I know Winter Surf was saying it was possibly offside, and the Nicolas Jackson chance as well, even before the goal, right? Yeah, they're 2 clear-cut chances even before Chelsea scored that they should have scored. Then there was one in the second half where Jackson's got it on the edge of the box.
Our games are exciting. We give the opponents chances to
This is the Then there was a
they're not. No, they're not exciting.
Brendan's just talking about we give the opponents opportunities to score. It's a very open game. Like
then there was a chance.
Our games are exciting. Hussam, don't cut him off. Don't cut him off.
Then there was a chance.
You cut him off. I'm cutting you off. Go ahead, Brandon.
Then there was a chance in the second half where Jackson's on the edge of the box. He's just about to whip it, and what's his bloody name? Enzo takes it straight off of his boot, right? So Chelsea had plenty of chances in this game. Man City gave up a lot of chances, and that Ederson save, I think, is very key to them actually getting a point, because, like Winter Surf said, if they'd gone 2-0 down, I don't think they would have come back from that with the way that Chelsea had set up defensively. I think Chelsea were good credit for the point that they got. But like I said, if I'm a Man City fan, I'm worrying because of that leaky defence. I'm worrying that I'm giving up chances that I shouldn't be giving up. Do you know what I mean? And in a title race, it's very easy to end up, dropping points against teams you shouldn't do if your defence is leaking goals. The only saving grace with Man City is you've got X-factor players in Haaland and De Bruyne who can drag you out of a situation, who can be the difference between you winning the league and not. And I see the same thing with Liverpool as well. Defensively, you're marginally worse in terms of the stats than us, right? but you've got the X factor in Mo Salah. Mo Salah can be the difference between you winning a game, not winning a game. You've got very good attacking players and going forward. Arsenal don't necessarily have that. But what gives me the confidence with Arsenal is defensively, we've been excellent. Like, we don't give up chances. We've seen that over the last 3 games. Zero shots.
City, by the way.
Zero shots.
That's why today City. And I think City's defense is also solid. It's just today, Chelsea.
It's not just today, though, Sam.
In the first half specifically, out-tactic them. Honestly.
Yeah, it's not just today, though, Sam. I've every time I've watched City this season, and I don't watch City week in, week out, but every time I've watched City this season, they've given up chances to teams. They have. And a lot of the time, Ederson's had to kind of bail them out a little bit. So I see this City team as a team that can be got at. They're still fantastic. Don't get it twisted. I still think that they're the favourites to win the league for pure and obvious reasons. They're the treble winners. They've won the Premier League the last 3 seasons in a row. But I look at them defensively, and from my own aspect, if we can win our games up until the Etihad, at the moment, the way we're playing, the way City are defending, I'm quite confident that we can go to the Etihad and get a result. I'm not saying we can win there, but I reckon we could come away with a result. So, yeah, if I'm a City fan, I'm a little bit worried about how we're shaping up defensively.
Who's City's X factors, Brandon?
Kevin De Bruyne, Erling Haaland. They're 2 players that I don't think anybody can deny can, be the difference makers. Rodri is probably another one as well, because 9 times out of 10, when he has a good game, City have a good game.
I was about to say, I think he's actually the real X factor for City.
Yeah.
You can tell because for like an hour of that game, we controlled him.
He did.
We controlled him for at least an hour of that game, and then we sort of sat off again. And then he then got more and more into the game, and obviously he got the goal.
And in terms of Chelsea, right? Because we've got to play Chelsea in this lead up to going to the Etihad. That ain't going to be an easy game, even though it's at the Emirates. That ain't going to be an easy game. Chelsea have hit a little bit of form now. You're starting to see, like my man said, Pochettino is learning now what these players are capable of and what they're not capable of. I still don't think, come next season, they're going to be anywhere near top 4 or anything like that without any heavy investment in some more experienced players.
Brandon, the problem is when you listen to Chelsea fans in the summer, they think completely differently. Me and you know this because we know about experience. You've seen it firsthand. I know about experience. I've seen it. Even Vator understood it last summer. But it's just when you talk to Chelsea fans, they don't have the same energy. I feel like they just look at the money spent and shit, and they think they're a lot better than they are. I actually, you know where I predicted Chelsea to come? I predicted Chelsea to come 8th this season. I actually fully said 8th place. And the reason why I said 8th place is I just don't think they're experienced enough. And blaming it on Poch for me is just there's 2 guys that.
So with Chelsea, look, they are definitely not experienced enough. They've had so many bodies come in, so much money spent in the last 22, 24 months that it's going to take Poch a long time to sort it out. With Poch, what I saw today is a typical Poch performance against Man City. Basically, let Man City come onto him, counter on the counter attack, and get a result against them. Man City, look, I had Man City as winning the league, but for me, I'm not as impressed as what people have been about their recent run. I'm really not, because their recent run is all like they've got the wins against lower table teams and all that, and that's fantastic. But you haven't looked good doing it. Let's be honest. You weren't as clear. Like, you got over the line against Everton, Brentford. They caused you problems too. But if you go back and have a look at, If you go back and have a look at your recent results, it's all against lower teams. Apart from Man United, and obviously Staffy's in the thing. It's not a dig, but Man United haven't been the best this year. Apart from Man United, every other big team you've come up against, you've not beat. Chelsea have got drawn twice. Arsenal beat you. You couldn't beat Spurs, and you haven't beat Liverpool so far. So you're also dropping points against the likes of Palace. You've like stuff like that. Look, you're doing what Man City do, but again, can you really say that this Man City team's the same? I think you're stat padding against lower teams. I think that's what you're doing. Haaland's missing a bag full of chances, and the only way you actually put this run together is when De Bruyne came back. For me, I don't think.
Okay. I think his return has been so overrated as well.
Yeah.
People are acting like he scored like 6 goals in 6 games or some shit. He ain't even been that good.
He's a midfielder. He's not supposed to come out and score goals like that. But Alan.
Let me quickly finish my point because I was listening to everything like that. I like
There you are, Vator. Why are you interrupting
I'm
Alan?
going to come back.
Let Alan go, Vator.
Yeah. Don't cut me off. It's fine. Look, I'm going to revise what I'm going to say here in regards to what I said about the Premier League title. I had it as City. I'm leaning both towards Liverpool or Arsenal winning it over Man City at the moment. I think they both look better than you. They create more than you. They're more cutthroat than you at the moment. And you're laughing, Vator, and you're going based on what's happened previously. But you're not that same team. And this is me going back against what I predicted before the start of the season. Look, I think your defence can be got at when teams counter-attack against you, teams of quality. You've seen it again, like Chelsea done it to you numerous times at their ground and in this game as well. You saw Spurs do it to you with a weakened team with no defence, actually, that game. You've seen Liverpool do it to you, and you've seen Arsenal do it to you. I said that when you had that many people go out, you replace. I feel you replaced well. I don't think you replaced to the amount of what Liverpool did in the transformation of their midfield and what Arsenal did in the quality they brought in the midfield to replace Granit Xhaka. And I now, for me, I'm revising and putting them both ahead of you. In regards to Chelsea, the Chelsea fans literally, they don't know what they've got. Literally, they don't know whether they're eating a 3-course meal or whether they're eating, I don't know, like tacos have been thrown out a week ago. You're gone style a week ago, like in regards to Poch. 1 week, it's like Poch out, get him out. He's an absolute fraud, Tottenham reject. As soon as he gets you points or big wins or something like that, all of a sudden it's Poch and he's doing well. Just stop. I know you've had an owner in Abramovich that's basically transformed it and changed and got managers in that will get you trophies and stuff like that. This is you've got a madman in charge of you at the moment in Todd Bowley, literally the weirdest owner I like or person who's throwing money at anything like that. It's going to take time for Poch to implement his style with the amount of players you've got and the deadwood that he's inherited that he doesn't want in that team. It's going to take time. Will he be given time? Who knows? But there's a core of players there that are good enough to build around. It's just going to take time. But I've never seen, since obviously Abramovich came into Chelsea, I've never known him to be patient with anyone. It's going to wait and see what happens. But look, Chelsea done what I expected them to do and caused City problems, and City fumbled it. Can go over the line. And Haaland, he's top of the goal scoring table, but he's missed so many sitters. He's done it against us, done it against Arsenal. He's done it in this game today. He is missing. Is anything I've just said about Haaland missing chances in these games that I just mentioned? Am I lying or is it true?
Very true.
It is true. It's
true.
Vator's shaking his head no, as if I'm saying, as if it's
no.
not.
I'm shaking my head because it's funny because of the doubt that I'm hearing in your voice. I'll address it. I wanted you to finish. I didn't want to interrupt. That's why.
But you didn't.
Oh,
it's fine.
No, I didn't interrupt you.
You did.
Did you literally asked the question?
Sassy human being. Honestly, he's so sassy. Like Vator was sat there quietly. He's like, why did you shake your head? And he's like, you're I thought he interrupted you by shaking his head. To be fair, but
that was
listen,
at the end.
The violence in the chat are going crazy for Vator right now. You know what it is? I feel like I know Vator wants to respond to all of this. First of all, I'm gonna just say this because someone has to say it. I'm actually gonna literally upload a pre-recorded video, just me fucking ranting about this because I've had enough of this shit. Manchester City are the only club in the Premier League that don't get yellow cards for dissent. I've had enough of this shit. I said it on my watch along. Anytime a Liverpool player moans or looks the referee the wrong way, he gets a yellow card. The City shit is getting on my nerves now.
Do you know the funniest thing though, Hussam? We had Hamza on multiple other streams after this saying, the referees are against us. Chelsea never got a yellow card. And I'm like, what are you talking about? You got Walker breakdancing because he didn't get a bloody penalty. Yeah. And all these other decisions that have gone your way.
People waving imaginary cards.
Just so you know who you're working with.
The thing is, we don't want to use that to complain a lot. We don't complain about decisions. I'm not going to utilize that to complain about the referee or whatever it is. Decision has to happen. You lose some, you gain some. I'm not a football fan that comes here complain about the referee. So at the end of the day,
and then he went on the terrace like 2 months later and spent the first half an hour just talking about the referees. You know what it is? Honestly, I'm being dead serious right now. Today, Rodri should have had a yellow for dissent. Diaz should have had a yellow for dissent. And Kyle Walker started dancing on the pitch and he ran straight into the guy's face and did not get a yellow card. At some point in time, these referees need to grow a pair of balls and actually give players cards for what they're supposed to give them cards.
Did De Bruyne wave an imaginary card as well?
Yes, and today, and today, actually, So I actually think draw was a fair result. I'm actually not going to be ashamed.
Yeah.
I actually think draw was going to be a fair result because it was a game of two halves. First half, Chelsea created the more dangerous chances. It was Jackson. It was Sterling twice. It was Jackson again, the Gusto one. And I think it was actually Gallagher who got another chance. And actually, it wasn't even a game of first two halves. I think it was a game of like 55 minutes versus 45 minutes because the first like 10 minutes of the second half, Chelsea had the Chilwell opportunity.
You're right. No, you're
so
right,
after that, City just woke up. City woke up after that, and they obviously took control of the game and shit. Now, the one thing I have to say about Pochettino is, and Chelsea generally, I think they managed the game 100% properly today. Because any of our managers, Arteta included, Klopp included, Ancelotti included, you're 1-0 up at the Etihad, I'm sorry, you're bringing on defenders. That's just how it goes. Like, you're trying to lock it off. And by the way, Andrew said it himself at the start. He was like, all they were doing was spamming crosses. So the Chalobah substitution makes sense anyway because he's physically tall, he can clear it out. I thought Disbati was an absolute rock at the back. Now with Manchester City, of course, whenever Haaland and KDB ghosts, who appears? Rodri. This is the problem with these bastards every time you play them. Fucking Rodri. Just like the Champions League final, KDB gets a clothesline from hell, he's on the bench. And then after that, Haaland can't hit a barn door. Oh, here comes Rodri. You know, Haaland's very good though for scoring against like Sheffield and Burnley and shit. And then at the end of the season, it's like, 26 goals. Haaland has had the single worst compilation I've watched in my life. The Ballon d'Or compilation. I've never seen a compilation of headers, penalties, and tap-ins like that my whole life. Literally not a single one nice goal. He scored like 60 goals, not one of them nominated for Pushkash. Anyway, KDB had an absolute stinker today. I thought I was watching Henderson. Honestly, I thought I was watching the Belgian Henderson today. Hoof ball after hoof ball after hoof ball, could not find anyone to save his life. I thought Doku was dreadful. Doku got absolutely pocketed by Gusto.
Baby Brennan Johnson. Baby Brennan Johnson. Baby Brennan Johnson.
Hey, Baby Brennan Johnson is definitely more accurate than Baby Ronaldinho, to be fair. I'm looking at this Manchester City team, and this is why when all the people were wanking off Man City, I was telling people, guys, it's not. Oh my lord!
That's Doku whenever his fullback is under the age of 30 and that's place.
Oh my lord! Oh my lord! So yeah, I thought they had stinkers, to be honest with you. The one guy I actually thought played well for City was Rodri and Bernardo when he came on. I thought he made a very positive impact. City only have themselves to blame. They missed those chances in the second half. Chelsea weren't clinical enough or they would have won the game. But I thought Poch's substitutions are substitutions that any manager in world football makes. Bro, if they're spamming crosses, and the logical thing is just bring on a defender. That's what I'll say. But today's game is not like, it's over for City and shit.
No.
I know when Vator should panic. Vator should panic. Look at Mike Man says 115 reasons why Chelsea should have won Jammy City. That was a jammy goal as well. Fucking deflection.
It was on target. It was on target. It would have been a goal anyways.
There you are. You know when Vator should panic? If they don't beat Brentford this Tuesday. That's when you should panic.
Yes.
The goal in hand.
Specifically after getting hammered 4-1 by Liverpool, you should be panicking your ass off.
Yes.
Be real.
Yes.
Okay, listen. This is when and I should be writing my notes down because I was supposed to address Alan when Alan was talking about
You're supposed to address Alan, now addressing me, Alan.
Exactly. Exactly.
Everyone.
Now, let me try to remember as best as I can.
Brandon,
Alan now wants to lean, if I'm hearing correctly, he's leaning away from City and he's saying Arsenal or Liverpool are winning the league. Is that correct? Or are you still not quite? Are you still on the fence, not made a decision yet?
No. There's no lean. I said, for me, Arsenal, Liverpool are ahead of you. There's no lean. Don't try and curtail it. Don't deflect. I said they're ahead of you.
They're ahead of you. So you're saying Liverpool or Arsenal are winning the league?
Yeah, they're ahead of you at the moment. For me, although you're second, they're ahead of you. I get
that. At the moment, are one of them winning the league and not City?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now, I'm calm with Alan saying that because, again, he's changing his opinion from what he saw early in the season. He's also got this total recall amnesia, like he doesn't realize what City do in the final stages of the season. So that's cool. Based off of what he sees right now, he doesn't have that confidence. Now, when you wanted to talk about players ghosting and showing up or not showing up, Haaland did not ghost today. He didn't have the shooting. He didn't have his shooting boots on, but he didn't
I
ghost.
said Haaland ghosted. I said KDB ghosted.
KDB ghosted. KDB narrowly missed the free kick. KDB narrowly missed a few of those passes that would have led to that led to Haaland's misses.
KDB
So it's not
had
like
zero impact on the game. Actually, dead ass zero impact.
so the deliveries that Haaland happened to miss were from who? Because it was a combination of KDB. It was a combination of KDB and Doku. To be honest with you.
Another player who was missing today, Phil Foden. Where was he?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now
he's better than Saka. Hold that.
Now listen.
Phil no shot.
I'll raise my hand. And say Foden didn't have the best game. But again, we know Foden's wasted on the right wing. We know how impactful. We know how dangerous he is when he comes centrally. So when he was cooking and when everybody was quiet and didn't want to talk about Foden anymore, he was playing centrally. So now that he was out,
3 years, have I ever been quiet my whole life?
It's not just you. I'm talking to the panel. I'm talking to other rivals. So if it doesn't adjust, if it's not you, you don't have to come off mute. But everyone wanted to chirp and chime in about Foden, but they were quiet when he was playing centrally, when he was playing in that 10, when he was actually playing when KDB didn't quite make his way back. He had to play out on that wing. Bernardo didn't play today either. So was he missed? Was he lost out there? Okay, I'll give it to you. But again, this is why I said at the very beginning, I give credit to Chelsea. Chelsea, London's pride, showed up and played like they had to against European and English champions. All right? That's what they showed, that type of performance today against arguably the world's best. So I'm okay. Do I expect them to do it again? No. My next game, I would agree. We better get a result. The game in hand, I expect we should get a win to keep this pressure on and to be in striking distance. But all of you that want to jump ship and say that City were my favorite. Would you panic
if you didn't beat Brentford? Would you panic? You personally, would you panic?
Will I panic if I don't beat Brentford?
Yes. Let's say you draw 1-1 against Brentford this Wednesday.
Yes, I would. Panic's not the right word, but I would be very, very concerned that we can't afford that moving forward. Because again, I'm looking, I'm observant. Alan's nodding his head now, and he's not interrupting, so I'm not going to bring anything up with him. But when I'm looking at the panel, I'm looking at my ops. I've seen Arsenal do this. Honestly, no agenda. The game against Liverpool was a monkey heavy back, whatever it is, off their backs. They're playing with a level of confidence right now, and they're playing like, if we can do that against them, we can do that against anybody. That's the energy that I'm seeing from Arsenal, and really the goals that they're putting up. Because the question was, can they put the pressure on? Can they score goals and still want to hammer teams? They're showing that. So I'm seeing Arsenal do that. So it would be concerning if I drop points to Brentford. Unfortunately, the injury bug that's hit Liverpool has me a little bit like, well, let me see what they do, because missing Jota, and we'll have to wait and see how long it will be before he's out. But I've said this for a long time. He is the most clinical finisher at Liverpool. The most clinical. Salah does his thing. Salah does his thing. But in terms of if there's only one chance, I would put my money on Jota more than I would on Salah.
Doku is the most clinical finisher at City.
Weren't Liverpool very clinical after Jota?
I'm not saying anything crazy. Hussam, I'm not saying anything crazy.
Vator,
many of your fan base would agree that Jota is more clinical than Salah.
Vator, you're much better than this. You're much better than disrespecting Mo Salah. You're much better.
I'm not.
Yeah, but I think
I agree. Actually,
okay, Vator, can I transform this into the NBA, because I feel like you'd actually get my point.
No. We're not doing that. You're not going to disrespect me and say we're going to make it a North American sport. No. We're not doing
that. Brother, NBA is a global sport. First of all, that's not. I know. I probably know better NBA than you do. How about that? You think it's an American thing? I'm going to use it as an example because it makes sense. That's what I was about to say. Right. And Winter Surfer would get it. And you'd get it too. The best three-point shooter currently in the league is Steph Curry. I don't remember the last time he had the highest three-point percentage. The reason why it's more difficult for him to take a three-point is because of the coverage he has. With Diogo Jota, because Mo Salah simply exists in the team, he gets easier chances that Mo Salah does not get. You get it? So, like, essentially, Mo Salah has to come off the dribble and like score a goal or make a run. Or today's goal, did you watch the Brentford game? Today's goal,
Yeah, I saw the goal.
he literally just like he ran, he like didn't give up on a ball. He then proceeded to dribble past the player and then score.
Yeah, that was like cliche. That's cliche Salah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not the type of finish Jota has. Like it's different because I feel like Jota is a player who
Jota's in
is
poacher,
like a
more
finisher in the box, poacher,
Yeah.
more like poacher, you know, like a
Yeah.
fox in the box, poacher.
Yeah.
Like if you want an example from recent years, Gonzalo Higuain type, like he's like that, you know, like just give me a chance in the penalty box type thing. But with Salah, he has more range of finishes. So the finishes are different.
Okay. Let me stay with this example because this is actually perfect. The fact that you use Steph Curry.
I told you he wasn't disrespectful. Come on, Vator.
No. It's okay. But you didn't need to do this. But I'll stick with it. The fact that I said that I see Jota as more clinical, and I don't even know if the numbers back this up. I don't know. Clinically, when I see him like getting 1 out of 2 chances, he'll get it, and I'm expecting 1 out of 3 for Salah. If we want to just generalize, but when I say one's more clinical, that's like me saying I think consistency. If it was just shooting. Klay Thompson would go 20 for 20 and Steph would go 19 for 20. I just think one is slightly better than the other. So it's not a disrespect, but I think Jota is a little on that edge in terms of.
I hear your example. I've never but you heard the angle I went from.
Yeah, I hear you.
I went from the shoot off the dribble, not come off the screen and let it loose. Like his type of finishes is different, you know?
Yeah.
Like that's the point I'm making. I don't think he gets the Jota type of opportunities anyway. Because when we play any team, there's no team that's gonna go like, oh, you know, let's just leave Mo Salah out alone today, you know?
Of course.
Put like 2-3 guys on him. The guy that has 1 guy on him is going to get easier opportunities by definition.
Yeah.
But if we go, I think it's imperative.
Brendan agreed with me, by the way. He agreed.
But I think it's imperative though, given that Liverpool in the cup.
Fuck what Brendan thinks.
It's imperative though that with Liverpool in the cup final, that City win their next 2 league games. So I know Liverpool play Luton, but with Liverpool in the cup final, they're distracted. Then the FA Cup as well, midweek as well. They're picking up injuries. Now is the point of Man City must put the most amount of pressure on Liverpool, with Liverpool distracted by all these competitions as well. So they must get maximum points.
Fox is just walking under the radar, like
you
know, like you know, me and Vator are busy in the fucking room beating each other up, and then Brandon just gets up from the corner of the room and he just goes and gets the, you know, like when you watch wrestling. That's not another disrespect, Vator.
You guys are in the Royal Rumble.
You know, when you're watching wrestling, there's 2 guys just fight to go top of the ladder, and then another guy just gets the ladder, climbs up, gets the title, like you both fight. That's the one thing that worries me about these fucking bastards, because like any point in time they could win that. This is how I break it down right now. I test. Fuck the numbers. I think out of the 3, Liverpool have the strongest attack. Out of the 3 only. Worst defense. Arsenal have the best defense, worst attack, and City are in the middle. That's honestly how I look at it. Like I'd go best attack Liverpool, second City, third Arsenal. Best defense Arsenal. Second best defense City, third best defense Liverpool.
And
which is why
the way I do it.
If I'm a Liverpool fan, I go clean sheets a bonus. Let's just outscore everyone. That's what I do.
That's what we're doing now.
I just do that. Yeah.
Let me say this, because the way I do it, maybe you guys might want to use this moving forward, because City fans, they're tacticals, some of them, but I look at it as attack Liverpool, defense Arsenal, midfield City, and then it's on how on their day sets the team up. But I think that's where we each all have our advantages in terms of squads.
I mean, be the most unbeatable team ever. If you smash
the scenario in my mind. I'll tell you the scenario. We play each other at Anfield, right? And the game ends in a draw. Then Arsenal go top of the league from that weekend, and then they never come off. That's something that, by the way, I've actually been thinking about. No, I'm being dead ass.
Really?
Like, I'm saying we draw, Arsenal go top, me and you both draw, which is a shit result for us both, let's be real.
Yeah.
And then Arsenal go top of the league, and from that date to the end of the season, they never drop off.
Yeah, but do you play at Anfield before we play City at the Etihad?
City at the Etihad is not as scary as people think.
No, but what I'm saying is...
No, it's just something about the game in general.
I agree with that, Hussam. This is Spurs. We know this.
You're talking about that scenario, Hussam. Is
you,
that game at Anfield after Arsenal play City at the Etihad?
Let me check.
If we play City at the Etihad and we lose, then that scenario might not even happen.
Is it yours in 3 weeks?
Our one is March 10th. Already.
Arsenal only win this league. Arsenal only win this league when they crash out of the Champions League. If they're playing in both, they're not winning this league.
We win this league only if we crash out of Europa, and whoever the fuck we draw in Europa, I'm supporting the other team against us. Fuck that
That's what he's going to have to. Klopp's going to have to decide. Especially
we got too many injuries, sir. I don't have.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Because let's face it,
when you got City at the Anfield, did you say?
March 10th. Your one is March 31st.
March 31st. Yeah.
Oh, 3 weeks out. Oh, okay. That's yeah. March 31st.
Playing at the Etihad is not scary. Is that right, Alan?
I know Vator and first of all, Alan is never gonna say it's scary because he's a Spurs fan. They're your bogey team.
He always gets points.
Yeah, they're your bogey team. You know what this is, man? I know you can relate to this and Vator. Despite it's more recent.
Every time Spurs go to the Etihad, I look in my pockets after the game and I find you and Hamza in my pockets. It's just the way it goes. You're always in my
If we were on American Waffle, that's an AO, but I'll let you go with that analogy.
No, there's no AOs over here.
There's no AO for that.
Yeah, Staffy can hold that. You know what this surfer, you and Vator can relate, even though it's more recent for him. I've got 6 supercars parked in my garage. And then there's a guy who tells me, yo, the Honda matters too. I'm like, bro, respectfully, I've got a McLaren, I've got a Ferrari, I've got all of these cars. Like, I'm not trying to get a fucking Honda, which is the Europa League. I've been there, done that. Anyway, let me just read the super chats before we go to, because this guy who's been given the big one right here, something happened today, 3 p.m. kickoff. We're going to talk about it. Oh! Big up to Daniel who says, I want to hear Chilwell Prop talk about his performance. Can I actually do the Chilwell Prop for you, sir? Because you know what actually surprised me? In the game, I was like, guys, Chilwell worries me. He worries me. He's such a shit defender. He's so crap. And then he drops a fucking Maldini impersonation out of fucking nowhere.
The only thing I couldn't figure out with Chilwell was that, why the hell have you got him marking Haaland? It was like every corner.
And he won the headers too. That's the man.
He won the headers, yeah.
He won the fucking headers.
In the second half, he was like springing up. I've never seen, so good on for Chilwell, man, because he needed to put in a performance like that, and he did very well today, especially second half, defensively solid.
Chilwell definitely dropped an all-timer today. We have
to give him respect very much so. Very much so.
Big up to AMT who says, why are people comparing Foden and Saka when they play different positions? Oh, here we go. You know what destroys Foden in that argument? 5 years ago, I said this before, I'm going to say it again. 5 years ago, we were comparing Foden to Mbappe. Now we're comparing him to Bukayo Saka. That tells you, where the guy is at right now. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, it's like Rashford and Mbappe comparisons, isn't it? 4 years ago. Now look at him.
Money in a bank, Arsenal. What's this referring to? Oh,
no, it's the money in the bank cash-in, the ladder match.
Yeah, the money in the bank. Okay. Vator calls them London's pride because he's got jump ship to Chelsea. For fuck's sake, Raul. That's a good one. Low-key. I want to see who Vator supports after, because I doubt they're probably not gonna show League 2 in Canada and shit. Anyway, big up to Randy, big up to Sheik, big up to Selection, Mike, Daniel, AMT, and Raul for the super chats. Everyone, please do slap the like button. Everyone, please subscribe. We have hit 360 likes. Let's get to 400. That is the next target, ladies and gentlemen. 400 likes. So, Alan, my brother.
Hang on, Hazam.
Will perhaps the Wanderers have done it again, Alan, against your club? Talk to me, brother. What's going on?
Yeah. Let me just start off by the damning thing is they've done a double over us this season. It's not just one result. They've done the double.
Have you watched Power Rangers, by the way, before you start?
Welcome to the club, Alan.
Yes,
to the club.
I used to as a kid, yes.
You really have watched Power Rangers?
As a kid, I did, yeah. That was years ago.
Fair. The spirit of the wolf! Goal! Sorry, I had to. Big up the Wolf Ranger. Wolf emojis in the chat. Go on, Alan. Had to.
Fuck my lad, seriously. Why did I come back on this show of all fucking shows? Seriously.
Alan, tell the truth. I invited you before I knew you were going to lose.
You did, to be fair. I was invited before the game. Look, I'll be absolutely honest. That was awful from Spurs today. Wolves were by far the better team. They outworked us. I mean, defensively, they got back in shape quicker when we were trying to counter them. They were countering us quicker. They showed more desire, more energy. It was lackluster from Spurs. It was poor setup. I see a lot of excuses from Spurs fans today. The reason why Spurs lost. The reason why Spurs lost today is just Wolves were the better team. It's as simple as that. I can't make excuses. Now we've got some Spurs fans out there going, you've got the reason why is we didn't have our fullbacks. And I'm thinking to myself, we ain't Chelsea from 2 years ago when they lost Reece and Chilwell and the season's going to pot. I ain't going for that excuse reason. Look, Maddison hasn't shown up since he's been back. He's been quite bad. Richarlison isn't getting enough supply to him to, score. We've got wingers on the pitch. We're meant to have inverted, so we have wingers stay out wide who are more narrower than the fucking fullbacks that come forward. It's just actually all over the place at the moment. You've got midfielders that aren't playing. Bentancur, when he's in, ain't playing. You've got Basuma, when he comes in, isn't playing. You've got the right wing, which is a massive problem. You've got Brendan Johnson, who is championship at best. You've got Kulusevski that isn't showing up. His toe poke today goal was it was one of them where the toe poke should have gone out for a corner, but somehow it went in the goal. It was just awful. And Wolves were just it was literally Spurs.
That goal was out of nowhere. I'll give you that. That was out of nowhere.
It's awful. Look, Wolves thoroughly deserved the win. That they played better than us, outperformed us. There's no excuse I can make. Wolves were just a better team. I've criticised Ange in regards to he needs to come up with a plan B. This whole, we'll do plan A better. Well, the last 3 games we've had poor performances and got points, but we haven't done plan A better. We've actually got worse. He's got to find a different way of doing something because at the moment it feels like teams are starting to find us out and starting to play well against us and causes problems on the counter-attack. And it's one of them where he needs to adapt. I'm seeing some people starting to say Ange out. I think it's way too soon to get panicky about that and throw baby out the bathwater. I really do, but it's what some fans are resorting to. It's just we've now got 2 weeks until we go and play Palace, who are probably going to have a new manager bounce by then anyway. So probably we're going to get they're going to take 3 points off us as well. Before a ball was kicked and we lost Harry Kane, I said 6th at best. Since we were in this position, I said we have to now go on and get 4th. We're out of both cups. And as soon as I say that, Spurs go and lose. So I'm just going to shut up about predicting top 4 for Spurs. Look, it's awful, and I'm going to get stick from what Brent said before we came on. I'm going to get stick, and so is Vator, for other fans saying that Spurs are going to win the league. So if you want to take out me what they've said, have at it. But look, I never co-sign that. But yeah, if you want to
talk about it, Alan. Let's talk about it because unfortunately, my friend Hussam has invited you. You have to answer for your fan base's crimes.
I'll try my best.
Specifically, Harry and Deji saying at the beginning of the season, we're going to win the league because we're flying high at the top and we beat a few teams that we should be beating. Ange Ball, this, that, and the other. What was the other one? Is Romero still better than Saliba, by the way? I'm just asking. Is Romero still better than Saliba?
Look. At the time, when I looked into the statistics, what Will was saying about the statistics he was using was correct, what he was saying about that. But I don't know what it is now, so I'm not commenting. I didn't comment back then. Well, I just did, but I didn't comment back then. I'm not commenting now. I don't know. Again, I apologise for my fellow fans' questions. I didn't co-sign that, but I will take the L for them today, so it's fine. It's all good.
They get carried away. That's the problem. Like I'll watch the straight facts on the Football Terrace with Hussam, and he was talking about this earlier on in the season. Everything's come to fruition for Hussam. Once again, spoke about Spurs. He said the same things. Don't get carried away. Don't do all this. Spurs will fall off. You're falling off. In fact, if Man United win tomorrow, by the way, they're 3 points behind you guys. I'd start worrying about them. If I was you, I'd start worrying about maybe we might not get Champions League after all. You know, so I don't know what your fixtures are like either, but
our April and May is fucking. Pardon, sorry.
Let's be honest. If you can't beat Wolves,
I think your
they're
April
doing
is
the
like
double over you, then you're in a bit of trouble. I think.
your April. April's
so
mad, right?
our fixture list. This is from the beginning of April. Away to West Ham, at home to Forest, then away to Newcastle, at home to Man City, at home to Arsenal, away to Liverpool, then at home to Burnley, and away to Sheffield United. So we've got back to back. And Chelsea have got to be fitting as well. You got Newcastle, Chelsea, Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, all back to back.
Yeah,
and you know the problem is, Brandon, like, okay, you know what it is? Spurs ain't trustworthy, but neither are United. That's the thing. You cannot trust United either.
Yeah.
The only difference is United are jammy. Like, they are a bunch of jammy.
But can you imagine though, Hussam? Man United have currently sat on 9 defeats in the Premier League this season. Man United make the top 4 after losing 9 Premier League games. Jesus Christ.
I was just see this type of performance though. I think Spurs have been happening over the last few games, apart from Brighton. Apart from last week against Brighton, I thought the Brighton win was a deserved win in the end.
But Brighton, even then, Brighton had a lot.
But
of
even then, they
chances
had. But this is the thing when they was like, oh, this is going to be a problem. It's going to be. I don't know if it's a problem or not. But Ange Ball, I don't like the term something Ball anyway. I think it's all shit. But it's a point of they were always the way he sets up. You're always going to get chances against Spurs. Even before Spurs' injury crisis, they were going to give teams chances. I remember you beat Fulham like 2-0 or something, or 3-1. But Fulham had a load of chances in that second half, 1-on-1. And that's
the one game that Spurs fans got angriest at me for calling them out.
Right. But if you
when Calvin Bassey made the 2 mistakes, I don't forget.
Yeah. And Willian had like 3 or 4 1-on-1s in that second half. Do you remember? It was like going through. This is the thing. I think and this is Ange setting his ways out. That's how he's going to play. Spurs fans have to decide how long they go along with that. Now at the moment, it's sort of on the side of it's doing well because they're probably higher than anyone expected. I didn't expect Spurs to be.
I had Spurs 9th.
Yeah, I had them 8th or 9th this season. So I think what will happen is what happened for Spurs is what happened wherever they finish. What happens in the summer when it comes to recruitment? I'm already hearing
that's where they get let down. That is where they get let down.
I didn't believe it, but I was reading some messages like they were considering a permanent deal for Timo Werner in the summer.
Listen, Andrew, you know what's mad? I tell you what's mad. We're gonna change. These guys think it's always like the manager and shit. It's Daniel Levy. Daniel Levy is honestly the biggest problem at Spurs. 100%. And you know when you look at what Spurs are doing, Ainge is obviously a manager they should believe in 100% and back. But I don't think they'll back him. That's the thing. And the fact that low-key, the fact that them getting Champions League football is actually worse for them in the long term. You know why? Because Levy's gonna go like, wait, I spent fuck all and I actually made Champions League football with this guy. So you know, he could probably do it again and again and again and again.
Well, there's a pattern. He doesn't usually spend when they get into Champions League.
And they were the only club allowed to spend like a shitload of money in January, FFP and all that shit, and they never spent anything.
I mean, some of our fan base has got like literally because some of our fan base has gone from look, it's a plan that's come to fruition where we can now spend the most amount. First of all, we can spend the most amount. We're not going to. We never do. Second of all, there ain't no way anyone's going to try and tell me that these owners saw a 23-year plan where in 2024 they could spend 400 million and that was the aim of the club. What a load of BS! Look,
it's the vision board of 2024.
Exactly. They foresaw 2024 FFP saying, no, come on. Look, we need to buy. The type of football we're playing, you need a top quality, world-class CDM in that team. Spurs don't have that. That is what you need. You also need you need to get a top quality right winger in who's going to be able to beat players to the byline and cut balls in. Because at the moment, we're not.
There's a perfect one. You played against him today, Pedro Neto.
Look, I would take him in a heartbeat.
And he is also made from Weetabix.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true.
I would take him in a heartbeat, but he does have an injury history of where he has stuff like that. So Spurs already have that in abundance where, I mean, we've got Ryan Sessegnon, whose literal hamstrings are made out of biscuits. I took a picture of my phone for one game just so I can show my son when he grows up. Look, Ryan Sessegnon actually did play a game for Spurs because he's never in the team. He's literally that much of he ghosts more than anyone because he's got really weird hamstrings. Look, we need top quality players in certain areas to be able to play this type of football. And if you do, look, Spurs are playing well in certain aspects, but if you haven't got the top quality players like let's just say a Rice to control the midfield, or a Salah on the wing, or a goalkeeper because Victoria's done well, but like a Diaz or something like that.
Second goal, he could have done better though. Second goal.
Exactly. No, but what I'm saying, if you have the top quality players in the players you need, in the areas you need where you're getting counter attacked or you're not creating enough, then you improve. But when we've got players like a Brennan Johnson or Kulu who aren't doing it, you're not assisting like a striker.
I feel like you're a little bit scapegoating because today's Son was dreadful.
Oh no! I'm saying about those areas.
I think Maddison had the best game. All these guys as well.
Yeah, no. Look, I'm not making excuses for Son, for Richarlison, for anyone. They were all awful today. But apart from one-off games where Son can play poorly, and I criticised him more than most last season, I wanted him gone because he was absolutely dreadful. But more often than not, when he's played through the middle or when he's been on the wing as well, he's actually performed highly. So a bad game, I'm not going to throw him. I'm not going to throw him in the same level as what Brennan Johnson, Kulu, and the players have gone beforehand, because that's like Salah not showing up for one game and somebody trying to throw Salah in would be in one of your
No. I hear you. No. I actually agree with that approach.
Yeah.
But Alan, what you said about DMs, but I think the way you play, where you have your fullbacks basically go inverted near a 10 position, surely the summer it's going to have to be good enough.
Ben Davies was inverted today.
Replacements.
Ben Davies was inverted.
But when Udogie and Porro are out, the drop off to Chicken Royale and Ben Davies is like another universe. It's not even close, right?
Yeah.
And the way you play, what he does with Porro is like, I've seen Porro in a 10 position in some games. Do you know what I mean? That you're going to need adequate backups for them. That the drop off is not missed that much. That was the thing today. I mean, let's face it, Chicken Royale is just. I mean, he's just a disaster. Do you know? He's just a pathetic. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how he's Brazilian to begin with. But the way you play, you're going to need backups for them if this happens again.
In the 2 seasons he's been with us, he's played well for about a 6 month span. But because he's very positive in the dressing room, because he does a load of social media and TikToks and whatnot, the Spurs fan base slapped up and go, "Oh, he's what we need in this team." I'm like, no, he's not. No, he's absolutely not. I'd rather Eric Dyer back in the right back position than him. Literally, he's just not good enough for this club. But I'm annoyed.
Emerson Royale.
Yeah, literally.
You know, there's actually I found this out like recently, like 2 months ago. There's actually a section of the Spurs fans who are just fucking in love with Royale. I don't know why.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not. Look, am I annoyed that we lost today at Wolves? Absolutely. Am I annoyed at how we lost the game? Yes, because we had a team come there and absolutely outplayed us and, wanted it more than Spurs. We're meant to be a team trying to build and go for a top 4 finish. And we look like we were a team mid to lower table. That's not good enough. The team looks exhausted. And this is why I'm saying you have to kind of try and manage games a little bit differently at times to give players respite, because at this moment in time, quite a lot of these players look out on their feet at times. We don't get back into position quick enough. Wolves outworked us going forward and backwards. And it's one of them where the way I talk about it, did not celebrate when he scored last week, plus he's young and still learning. I did, of course, I celebrate when he scores. Hold on. So
what type of comment is that?
I can't celebrate a goal.
Big up Dor on tour as well, our Forest representative.
But for 30 minutes where he doesn't show up and doesn't do anything, I can't criticise, or I can't say he doesn't do enough. An odd goal here or there, and then he can go for 30 to 60 minutes each game and be nowhere on the pitch, and we got to go because he scored. Fantastic.
But Sam knows.
Just to add to that.
Sam knows what I think about Conor Gallagher. You don't think I was screaming my head off when he scored that late winner against Crystal Palace? We're football fans.
I was just about to say the same thing.
Exactly.
About Kai Havertz. Don't think I weren't celebrating him. He's still shit.
Because everyone can mention one player they dislike that scored the goal this weekend. Hey, Nunez scored, to be fair.
Yeah,
saying to this game though. For all that
I love Nunez. Liverpool fans watching. I love Nunez.
For all that we're praising Wolves, Ben Davies missed a sitter, right at the end to get a point.
Yeah.
I'll say one thing, sir, for today. Genuinely, two things. First of all, Ben Davies was the absolute worst player on the pitch. Not just for that miss. In general, he stank the shit out of the pitch. And second of all, there's one thing that should worry Spurs fans today. Spurs fans' problem is usually they create a shitload of chances and they miss a lot of chances and shit like that. I don't even think they created much today. That's the problem. When you have a goal scoring problem, it's way less concerning than having a creativity problem. Because you can solve goal scoring. You know, players might get clinical shit like that. But when you don't create chances, you want to hear the prime example, your biggest rival. You can ask Brandon right now. They didn't used to create a shitload of chances. Now they create a shitload of chances. They score a shitload of goals.
In the first half, Spurs didn't get a shot on target. In the first half at home to Wolves, we didn't get a shot on target. That's how bad we were today. To fair play to Wolves, they were a better team.
I mean, I didn't watch the game, so I didn't really miss much.
After Vator, we'll switch topic. Go ahead, Vator.
Yeah. I didn't watch the game, so hearing how you broke it down is actually very, very helpful. But I think it's also a credit that Wolves made you guys look bad, though. Like, Wolves were ready to play today, so you'll get matches like that. So are Spurs out of their, no disrespect, out of their top 4 title chase? What do we call it?
Wow.
Title
He says no disrespect and then just shits on
He just
Tottenham
little
Hotspur.
broke you. He just
said no disrespect and then shat on Tottenham Hotspur like no other.
He's
said their top 4 title race.
Wow.
To be fair, he's a bit salty from the I find him in hands in my pockets comment earlier on. He's a bit salty.
Wow.
All good. He's got to get me back for that zinger. It's fine.
Hey, Alan, you know when you're going to get your revenge? City at home. That's when you're going to get the revenge.
Oh, exactly. Okay. It's always going to happen.
You know, I'm going to move on. Before we move on, let me just go to the super chats as well. By the way, we did hit our target of 400 likes. Big up to you guys. Next target, 500 likes. Let's go. Let's be greedy today. Big up to JT Ajayo. Oh, my favorite Liverpool YouTuber. Just join Arsenal, please. You know, you sent me a super chat earlier on the watch along. You're like, I really enjoy your content. Listen, I share one bicep picture and then all the women just go mad. I'm going to tell you one thing, though. No woman on this planet, Megan Fox herself, is not going to get me to support another club. I've been supporting Liverpool 20 years. That is the one thing I'll always be loyal to. And my barber, to be fair. Those two I'm always loyal to. Third, there is no third thing I'm always loyal to, you know, because it is what it is, JT. I appreciate your love.
Between you and my barber.
Shout out all the women in the chat, all the beautiful women in the chat and stuff. You can add me on Snapchat if you want, but I ain't gonna change my club. Big up to you, JT. Big up to Bermuda Gunner, who says Arsenal for life with heart emojis. Shout out to you. Big up to all my Bermudans watching as well. Big up to you guys. I know I have quite a few Caribbean audiences watching. There's a guy called Jean-Pierre from Jamaica who supports Spurs. You fucking wake up at 7 a.m. in Jamaica to watch that shit, club. That's man. Ainge reminds me of Klopp's early days at LFC. Attack, go brrr. Ooh, setup is really open buffet for any willing to try, but Spurs will score tons too. But I'll tell you one thing, though. At the start of the Klopp era, this is why I told Alan to be a bit more worried. At the start of the Klopp era, our centre-back partnership was Lovren and like fucking Sacco and shit like that. For Alan, it's Romero and Van de Ven who are considerably better. And their fullbacks, by the way, at the time, we did not have Trent yet. It was Klein right back, Moreno left back. And the second season, it was Klein right back, Milner left back. So it was a completely different animal to having Udogie, Pedro Porro, even today, like Emerson Royal and Ben Davies. Like, respectfully, Ben Davies is still better than Alberto Moreno, you know? Like, both their centre-backs are better than Lovren and Sacco. So that's what I'd say. I feel like that's why maybe it's a bit more cause for concern. I don't think they should be that open.
Doesn't Ange remind you of Bielsa a bit? He's like full attack mode.
Ooh, that's a good comparison.
Because Bielsa's teams defensively are shit. Do you know what I mean?
That's a good comparison. Fairs. Actually, to be honest, yes. Because they do.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah.
But most of them are on the counter-attack, to be fair to Spurs. Ainge Ball has been cooking Kangaroo. You guys are such disrespectful assholes. I'm here for it. Anyway, listen, final segment of the show. We ain't going to stay for too long because obviously there's no need for us to have any long-ass discussions. Both of these teams won. Hold that, Vator. So we'll just go to Brandon's opinion on Arsenal, my opinion on Liverpool. If you guys just want to chime in, and then we end it off. So it should be just like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever. We're 80 likes away from 500. Slap the like button right now. Go on. I was about to say go on, Alan. I just realized we just destroyed them in the section. Anyway, go on, Brandon. Talk to me about Arsenal.
About Arsenal.
Yes.
I'm chilled, bro. I'm chilled right now. Since coming back from Dubai, we are a different Arsenal. 21 goals scored, 2 conceded. It's easy, isn't it? It's easy, isn't it? When you go to Burnley, you're supposed to slap them, and that's exactly what we did. 5-0. That's the first time that Arsenal have scored 4 goals or more in 2 consecutive Premier League games ever, by the way. And you imagine
What?
imagine like the
No, even under Wenger.
Even under Wenger, bro.
What?
Even under Wenger, we've never scored 4 goals consecutively in 2 games in a row in the league. So
Whoa.
There's no way that's that you are you sure?
Are you
I'm
positive?
sure, yeah.
Under Wenger? Seriously?
Yeah,
Fair.
seriously. So Arteta's actually broken a record that's not one that don't want to be broken for a change. And yeah, we're in this title race, boys. We're in this title race. Whether we can win it or not is a different matter. I think it's going to be very difficult for us to win it. We have to be almost perfect. We have to get a result at the Etihad. Yeah, it's difficult when you got 2 teams to catch. But yeah, I'm pleased right now. I'm normally very skeptical about Arsenal and Arteta, as you who watch me know, you know. So yeah, it's nice to be happy for once with what the team are doing, but there ain't really anything to be unhappy about. Like I said, our last 3 games against Liverpool, West Ham, and Burnley, we've conceded 2 shots on target. That's it, and we've scored 14 goals.
Well,
How can you argue with that?
What it looks like from a rival fan looking in, it looks like Arteta's finally gone enough with this controlling thing. Just literally let the shackles off. Look what you were doing last season.
Blitz them.
Look, a completely different team in these last 4 or 5 games compared to what you did at the start of the season, where you would go up, try and see out the game, let teams have possession, let teams get goal back, and then have to go back and score and get the point and get the win. It looks like you're back to what you were last season, and this Arsenal team in the last 3 or 4 weeks have been a lot more formidable and a lot more frightening to watch than you were in the first half of the season. And if you continue at this rate, this is why I'll put you now ahead of Man City, because you can go to the level you were last season. At the moment, I'm not seeing the same level from Man City as I saw last season. But in regards to if you get to that position, will we go back to what happened last season where you capitulate? Maybe. Liverpool, it's something that's happened, so we can only refer to the last instance. That's why, look, with Liverpool, Man City, and Arsenal all in the title race, it's good viewing, but it's one of them where Arsenal have to get over that hurdle from last season, where if you are in that position, you can't do the same again. Otherwise, for a young team and with the manager, it's just going to be a continual mindset. But as of right now, you're the most formed team, and you're the one you can beat young other teams, smaller teams, but you're destroying them. You're not just beating them; you're destroying them. You're not just getting
You said they're the most formed team
in the last 4 games.
Mm.
In the last 4 games, they're not.
Yeah,
That's the save right there.
I did say in the last 4 games.
Fair.
There you go. In the last 4 games, they are. But yeah,
I'm going to say something completely outrageous here. I actually think we've got more chance of winning the Champions League than we do the Premier League.
Say what now?
Genuinely, I think we've got more chance of winning the Champions League than we do the Premier League. There's a reason behind it as well. We still struggle against low blocks, right? Burnley didn't play a low block. They play expansive football. Or they try to anyway. Liverpool play expansive football. They're one of the best teams in the league, right? So of course they're going to do that. West Ham
parked the bus, to be fair.
I don't know. They tried to play against us because they beat us twice already this season. So it's not like they was going into that game with any fear necessarily. Crystal Palace parked the bus, and yeah, okay, we slapped them 5-0, but they're not exactly the greatest team in the world at the moment either. So I'm looking at the teams that we're coming up against who are gonna almost play a low block against us, and can we break that down, and can we be as threatening as what we are now? Whereas in the Champions League, you ain't really going to get a team that's going to play a low block against you. Maybe the team we're about to face, Porto, may do something similar to that. But apart from that, teams in Europe...
getting accused up in the chat. The top gunners are here, brother. Here, I'm full screen you too as well. No problem. Let's go. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Address the allegations, brother.
Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. I've always maintained that Arteta has to win something this season. And if he doesn't, I want him sacked. Because he's had his time. He's spent his money. He's got all his players now. And that's it. It's time to win. Simple as.
Fair.
I think going to Arsenal, I think when it comes to the Champions League, I think everyone has to wait to the quarter-final draw because, you know, they set the path out to the semi-final, and then the final. No, and I think Arsenal fans...
But let's be real, right? Look at that Champions League, right?
Yeah, it's not a good.
There's not massive amounts of quality in there. No. I think the only teams that we really need to maybe be fearful of is Inter Milan, Man City, and Real Madrid.
The agenda there is crazy. You know,
I think he's right. I think
I'm not even fearful of Bayern Munich.
Because Bayern is not winning the Champions League, and it has nothing to do with Lazio. I've been saying this all year long. Surfer can vouch because he's probably been in the comment section when I've said this shit the most. Like, bro, Bayern don't scare nobody. The fact that you go away to Bayern, Man United, who are fucking shit, went away to Bayern,
3 goals,
and they needed a dodgy penalty to beat them as well. And it was 4-3.
And the goalie let Onana let one.
Yeah, but Bayern don't scare anyone because of Tuchel, not because of the quality of Bayern.
No, I'll tell you what honestly, it's a combination of both.
It is.
Because Upamecano is the type of guy that does not play well in the big games. Upamecano is the type of guy. Let me tell you what Upamecano is, because we have to be fair to the guy. He played 10 games, 9 of them against mid-table Bundesliga sides or even higher-table Bundesliga sides or lower league, and he just played 10 out of 10. The one game where the whole world is watching, he drops a stinker for the ages. That's Upamecano right there.
Okay.
And then it's kind of the same thing with the likes of Sané, etc. I've always thought Sané was overrated, to be honest with you. I just had no disrespect. I think he's overrated. And there's this one guy, Harry Kane. I'm sorry, Vator has heard me say this phrase 500 times for the last 3 years, and I still have the same energy. I never compare individuals using trophies. However, if this guy goes to the biggest monopoly in the fucking world, it comes back without a trophy. I'm not saying league, without a trophy. You go there, you lose the Super Cup. You lose the German Cup. If you end up losing the Bundesliga, where if I put Vator Games as the manager, myself as DM, and Brendan on the wing, and we'd win that fucking league. I'm
doing my pep out there. I'm getting everything. Yeah, I'm doing my thing.
What they've done is they've took the Spurs virus over there. They've sent Harry Kane and Eric Dyer over there.
Brendan,
shit now.
Brendan, you know what it is? I think there's an incubation period. Like if you're at Spurs for too long, because Walker got out in the right amount of time, right? Walker got out and was still able to win and do his thing. If you're there, Modric as well, there's certain players that left. If you're there too long, it gets into your skin, it corrodes, you're poisoned. Harry Kane is done. He's done. I don't care what it would require. Crumbling of the other team, not the success of what he and the club does. So nah.
By the way, the other team went 8 points clear today. By the way, as well.
But let's go back to forget Bayern. Listen, this is not a Bundesliga show. Fuck that league. No one trying to watch that shit. Go back to Arsenal winning the Champions League. I've always said this to Arsenal fans from the start of the season. Completely what Andrew just said. Wait till the fucking draw. That's all I'm saying. Because if you ended up where Inter Milan ended up last season, you're telling me you cannot beat Napoli and AC Milan and shit like that and fucking Benfica? Of course you can. But if you end up on the size of Man City and Real Madrid, or what?
Yeah, but I would even say the winner of Inter Milan, Atletico Madrid as well. It's got
Atletico even more than Inter, because that's the type of shithouse team that Arsenal cannot handle. If Arsenal meet Atletico and beat them, that's when my respect for Arsenal go this high. And that's something I said about City as well.
Yeah.
That team is a fucking disgusting team to play against.
We became tougher after that game.
Every single like centimeter of like intestinal fortitude you fucking have to like beat them.
No, but going back to Arsenal in the league,
yes,
I think Arsenal fans don't focus on the other two teams. Just keep doing what you're doing. You don't need to focus on the other two teams. It's easier because I think sometimes it's the pressure's off the chasers sometimes because you really, as long as you're doing your job, you're only hoping that one of them drops points or two drops points.
I don't really think anybody actually expects us to win this league. Not when we're involved in the conversation with Man City, who won it three times.
Some Arsenal fans, to be fair, do. Some Arsenal fans have made it clear they expect.
Some Arsenal fans, yes, but is
Answer for your crimes, Brandon.
Is it the level of delusion that is putting them there? Like Daoud and Igel, for example, there's a certain level of delusion.
Hey, you're Daoud today, don't forget.
That makes them think that we're probably better than what we are. But anybody who's realistic probably doesn't really look at this Arsenal team and say, I expect Arsenal to win it. Not when you're up against Man City, who treble winners, won 3 of the 3 previous Premier League titles, and then you've got Liverpool there, who they've only won 1.
Imagine Man City
but
do
they've got the manager there who's leaving at the end of the season, so there's a reason for Liverpool to go and do it. They've still got the players there that have been there, done it, and seen it and won it. So it's a little bit of a difficult task when you're coming up against them two teams in particular.
Okay, let me genuinely say this. Imagine, honestly, Man City do a Leverkusen. Imagine Man City play the Champions League final against Arsenal, lose it. They lose the Premier League, and then they lose the FA Cup final to like a Liverpool or something. That'd be beautiful.
Why is that a Leverkusen? Because they've never won?
Leverkusen are known for that. That's when they were nicknamed Neverkusen, because they done that 20 years ago. They lost the Champions League final to Real Madrid, Zinedine Zidane. They lost the Bundesliga on the last day, and then they lost the German Cup as well. Like, essentially, they were in pole position to win all 3, and they lost all 3.
Okay,
like, you know how we had the quad charge season, but we actually at least left with 2 trophies of them? Like, they left with nothing. Like, literally nothing.
I got you.
So that's what I'm saying.
Well,
it's definitely an imagine. But let me ask you a question, Vator, because this section is combined, both clubs. You know, Vator, there's this question going around. It's been going around. They've been asking it every fucking City fan. Who worries you more? Is it Liverpool or Arsenal, and why? So it's time for you to be put on the hot seat and answer this question.
Yeah, no fence sitting.
No fence sitting. Fence sitting answer. Yes.
Yeah.
I'll have a question for all of you content creators to do it another time, not to answer now after I answer this. But who fears me more? Who am I most worried about? It hasn't changed from the beginning of the season in terms of I'm most worried about Liverpool. Okay, from the very beginning, because of the manager, because of the experience of the players, because of the player that Hussam probably has a jersey of and a poster of. Salah is dangerous. I respect that. But I'm not lying to you when I said how Arsenal played Liverpool in that last game got my attention, got the eyebrows raised, got the, you know what, Arsenal are on notice now. And I'm wavering. And the reason why I'm wavering, and I'm not fence sitting, but I'm wavering, is because, like I said earlier, Arsenal are doing this, and I think the announcement from Klopp is going to, I think it's going to be a huge weight on the players to have to deliver. Like, there's one thing to be like, you know, let's win the season, let's go and execute, but to know it's the last time that they're going to be doing it for this manager, I think that pressure can have adverse effects. So I need to see a couple more games. I need to see, like I talked about, the fixture congestion.
Fair.
But it's 100%. been Liverpool. But and Hussam, you can't call.
To counter that point, though, Liverpool are the only club on this panel that probably thrive on emotion. I'm talking about.
Yeah.
We're at our best when we're an emotional wreck. Think about it. Barcelona, 1920, when we were like, fuck this, we lost the league by a point last season. Emotional wreck, just all year long. I feel like that's. Listen, you are 100% correct. That the thing is, the problem is with your point is it's 100% valid because it's a only time will tell point. Like, Since the announcement, the only game we've lost is Arsenal, and we've destroyed everyone else, to be fair. However, it could have a negative effect 100%, and anyone denied that it could have a negative effect is just waffling. 100% it could have
there's so many factors as well. When you think about it, Liverpool are still in all competitions as well. Man City are still in all competitions as well. Arsenal, we've just got the Champions League as well to focus on. Then you've got injuries that could play a factor. Like, for example, if Liverpool get an injury to Virgil van Dijk, they're finished. If we get an injury to William Saliba, we're finished. If Man City get an injury to Rodri, they're finished. So, yeah, there's so many different things that could play a part in this. I think it's going to be close. I think it could even end up coming down to goal difference. That's how close I think it could be.
Yeah, I'm prepared for that. And the one thing I want to say real quick is the reason why Arsenal have everyone's attention is you've also realized, like, Hussam doesn't refer to you guys as his side chicks anymore. So the fact that Arsenal are legit and have been consistent, and there is the ascension, whether you want to say of Arteta or Arsenal, or there's also gained confidence, and that's a problem for everybody. So I hate to say we'll wait and see, but what I'm seeing from Arsenal, they might be the team to worry about more than Liverpool, but we'll see.
And it's also, I think, I don't think you guys should look at your games against each other as something to drop points. We've seen it in past title races. It's the ones, it's the fixtures you don't expect that you drop points in. We saw it with Arsenal last season.
Chelsea,
points in the ones
Well,
no one expected us to pick up even a point today. I didn't, but it's like you could see, like, Brentford have gone to the Etihad before and got a win. Do you know what I mean? It's like we've seen it this season.
I promise you, Vator is not going to be this calm this Tuesday if they drop points.
Oh, no.
This guy is going to lose all his calm self.
Spurs could end up having a say in this as well, because we've still got to go to Spurs. I believe
we've got all the teams.
Brandon, you're such an asshole. I don't even know if you're saying that seriously or not.
No, I'm saying that seriously, genuinely. Spurs could have a say in this because we've still got to go to their ground. I believe you've still got to play them as
We've
well.
got to go to Liverpool, and Man City got to come to us, and we know Man City in April come to Spurs. It's an easy 3 points for Spurs. We know that.
No one scare me. You know this, Brandon.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Someone brought up on Sad's thing about Spurs have to go to Liverpool, and then someone went, they've only won like 3 games in like 30 years.
I'm just
or something there.
I wasn't joking, Hussam. I was being serious. I was just trying to keep Alan relative here because obviously
the discussion. Wow.
The Wolves went and
Vator Lil broed him. He left. You're Lil broing him now. That's mad.
Look, I find that Brandon can say that and all that and focus on that.
Look at his face all red and shit. Why are you mad?
After red, I'm all cool. But putting yourself in a Champions League where you can win that, but with your history in European football, was just ridiculous. And last year, you put it all to focus on the Premier League. You had it all in your hands, bigger fish to fry, focused on the Premier League, and you failed. So you ain't got no roses to chuck away, my friend.
I've got no answers.
Listen,
I can't wait. Do you know what? I can't wait for that week of the North London Derby to see the
we all can't wait.
Best 11s on different streams. How ridiculous they'll turn out. You know what I mean? Like they'll go, oh, he'll get over this one because he's done this. I can't wait for it. That's gonna be a good game.
But by the way, you know what it is? What Brandon said at the start, he was right. They did claim Romero was better than Saliba, to be fair. It's not like he got that penny out his ass.
I'm sure
I was on the terrace today, and they asked the Tottenham fan, the young Daniel, or alive, to pick like which players would get into the Arsenal team or combined, and he picked Richarlison up front.
And
he picked Richarlison up front, and not Saliba. He didn't even pick Saliba in defence.
Oh my god!
And I'm sure there was also a narrative as well.
Yes,
Basuma better than Rice as well. I heard that one as well. Basuma better than Rice.
I apologise for my fan base.
Yeah. No, Brandon. Honestly, I wish Alan was more delusional because we would cook his ass right now. But I actually went on the terrace once to cook the Spurs fans, and then Alan ended up cooking them with me. It's the funniest fucking thing. Alan was like, "Yep, they're delusional. We're not in a title race. We're not in this. We're not in that." It is what it is.
I'm delusional. I can be very smug when it goes Spurs' way. Of course I can. But, you know, there's rival fans that will attest to that. But, I'm not deluded. I'll be as honest as I can be.
I'll be so shameless next week if we win. So shameless. I'll be so shameless. Even more so.
The Carabao Cup?
Yeah, if we win, I'll be so shameless. If we win next week, so shameless. Even more so than I am, but I'll be more shameless.
You know, I'm the most shameless person on this application.
Yes.
You know, I would actually turn it into a potch debate. You know that, right?
I know you would. You would say he's got.
No,
do
you realize how good I am at this?
The ultimate deflecting tactic. Oh, he's got to stay now, and then we wouldn't even.
They think Hamza deflects. They don't know me when I want to.
We wouldn't even discuss the final. It'd be a 45-minute potch defeat, and no one even remembered we won the cup. That would be it.
Remember the quadruple? You know the birth of football wars. This is when I just became an asshole. Quadruple charge season. We play West Ham away. We lose 3-2. I accept the requests of all the Arsenal, Chelsea, and Spurs fans. I get them all to fight each other after Liverpool lose to West Ham. The title of the space is West Ham 3, Liverpool 2, and it's Arsenal and Spurs fans just fucking fighting, to be honest with you. And I'm just sat there going like, yep, I've done this, and I'm going to keep doing this shit every single time.
Yeah, because you know during that debate, someone's going to go, you're a Spurs fan, you're an Arsenal fan. What do you know about this? And then,
boom.
Like
that. Yep. Spurs fans and Arsenal fans specifically, Alan knows this because he was a lot more active in the spaces at the start. But all you had to do was just get them in a space together. All you had to do.
It was just
had your content fucking sorted for the next 2 fucking hours. You just sat there laughing your ass off.
It could be a great weekend. Like Arsenal and Spurs both could have won, and it weren't even about them. And literally, Arsenal and Spurs fans were just getting there and fight.
100%. Alan once requested against 11 Arsenal fans. I've never seen a braver motherfucker my whole life. Like, he looks all nice and shit. This guy requested when there were 11 Arsenal speakers, and they all ended up screaming their heads off at him. And this guy just kept his composure all the way through.
And then
the funny thing is, Alan would like request and go like, mock Arsenal aren't going to win the league, all that shit. And all these guys would go like, yeah, and Arsenal and Spurs haven't won a trophy your whole life. And then I would go like, oh, you're so boring. That's just dead bad. And then the Arsenal fans would get even more triggered. That's the funniest thing, man. To be honest.
I saved that up when I was that because it's when they beat us home like last season. And you went on and they were all, you're going to win the league this and the other. And I saved it all the way up. And then when you dropped the title to Man City, so when I came into the spaces and I got my revenge. So it was quite fun. It was good.
He even cooked Hamza. I'm gonna give him credit. Anyway, let me just read the super chats before we wrap up. Shout out Vator. He had to leave, guys. It's my birthday. Konstantinos, you fucking idiot. I knew it was your birthday, but I was waiting for Ahwa so we can all wish you happy birthday.
Damn.
You're such a fraud. You are such a fraud, main character syndrome, little fraud. You Hamza in the comment section. All I wanted to do was wait till Ahwa so I can wish you happy. I was about to get Hamza after a draw to Chelsea at home to wish you happy birthday. And you decided to send it now. There you are. There you are. But then he says, turn 22. Happy birthday. Anyway, you fucked your own chances up. Proud being a member of this community. I appreciate you, Habibi. Like a family. Much love to all the panel. Banter aside. 100%. Big up to you. Much love to you. Despite you're a dumbass. You just fucking waited because me and you spoke today on Snapchat, Konstantinos. And I saw the cake next to your name. I was just waiting because you're a massive part of the community. So... oh, yeah, it's tonight. It's tonight. Off the radar. It's fucking 1 a.m. in the UK. When am I supposed to get these motherfuckers? Fucking 4 a.m. UK show? It's tomorrow. It's tomorrow, 9 p.m., Habibi. Champions League final at Wembley. Don't let us get there. Hey, that's a fair point. In a one... look, get to the final, and then you can talk. Because in a one-off game, you can beat anyone. Let's fuck all this nonsense. In a one-off game, anyone can beat anyone. Chelsea...
hey, we like Wembley as well. We like
went
Wembley.
away to Allianz Arena and won against Bayern Munich in their own fucking backyard. If you're telling me that's not a lesson for everyone, that in a one-off game anything can happen. By the way, all Arsenal have to do is just win it on fucking penalties. They don't even need to win in 90 minutes.
There's no away goals thing anymore. There's no away goals.
You don't I'm being that serious, man.
Just draw.
All you have to do is just win it on penalties. And what? Would they give a fuck?
Draw all the away legs 0-0 and win it 1-0 at home. That's all you have to do. There's no away goals. There's no away goals.
Easier said than done.
No away goals.
Big up to Football Capo says when we play low block set piece key. If not, it's speak. Arsenal have been scoring hella set pieces lately.
17 set pieces in the league this season.
Now, lately, they've been cooking on those fucking set pieces. Still, they have been fucking cooking. I'm gonna say that because it's real. They have been cooking on set pieces, 100%. Big up to you, Capo. Anyway, Big up to the 739 people that are still here. We got to almost 900 people. I appreciate you guys showing so much love on a Saturday review show. We don't even do that often, so I appreciate you guys. Big up my guy Andrew Winter Surfer for joining us, and big up to him specifically first for the result. You get me? Hey, up the chest. I'm never gonna say that.
I'm so pleased.
Big up to Brandon for joining us on the last minute call up as well. Definitely.
Oh, hang on. We ain't spoke Liverpool yet, Hussam.
Oh. We have spoken Liverpool. Title race.
Not you. You haven't spoken Liverpool.
That's okay. I'll do that on the Tom Little shows and shit. That's why I just pushed it to the side. So, big up to Alan, of course, Jan Vertonghen for joining us. Now, I just want to say one thing. You bunch of lazy bastards. All you fucking bastards and frauds. All these guys' channels is in the description. Just go fucking subscribe. It's not that difficult. Time added on next to Alan's name. Subscribe. True Gunners TV next to Brandon's name. Subscribe. Casual FC next to Winter Surfer's name. Subscribe. Vator Games TV next to Vator's name. Fucking subscribe. It's not that difficult. Just hit the subscribe button right now. I'll show you how easy it is. See, you're watching us right now. First of all, we're about to get to 500 likes, so let's get there. I want you to hit this button right here and then expand. See, I'm gonna go time added on. Boom. Subscribe. I unsubscribed, by the way. I've already subscribed. So Alan. Right here, subscribe, notification bell. Here, of course, Brendan, True Gunners TV, subscribe. See, I didn't even touch my phone twice. There you go. Just subscribe. Just subscribe to all these guys' channels. You will probably see me in Alan's comment section being an asshole to him. I've been an asshole to Brandon, to be fair, but I'm always an asshole to Alan. Always. It's on site we fight. So like, subscribe, big up to you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining us. It was an absolutely fantastic show. I appreciate you guys. We're gonna be back tomorrow, inshallah, for a Luton Town hate-along. Luton. And then El Ahwa at 9, where I messaged Hamza. And I was like, listen, if you go on any other channel tomorrow, I'm gonna fly to England and slap the fuck out of you. I just want to say one thing. The intro that Vel is doing is capable of putting Vel in jail. That's how I'm gonna say. It's gonna be so disrespectful. Hamza is literally the main meal on that fucking intro. So yeah, make sure you guys tune in. Subscribe to all these great guys. Like this video. Subscribe to This Is Football. We're literally like 2 subscribers away from 26.3k as well. So I appreciate you guys for the love. And yeah, I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow, inshallah. Peace.